Okay, so welcome to today to our Rosh Chodesh Elul meditation and energy work. And I'm Jodi. For those of you who don't know me, I am an intuitive healer. And Tehilla and I have been discussing about how that word intuitive is so not great because everybody's actually intuitive and how it might not actually mean anything. But we kind of use it. And we have other gifts and other ways that we've been working on those gifts for a long time. So I call myself an intuitive, and because I basically use kind of these extra sensory gifts that I have to tap in to help people understand themselves and their purpose. And I see, past lives and illness in the body and connect to all sorts of things and and use different types of help you connect to your higher self, to see who you are and allow you to live your life in the best, most aligned way as possible. And so I was a teacher for a long time, and the past 15 years or so, I've been working with energy and doing this type of healing work. And a few months ago, I was so lucky to meet Tehilla. We kind of got introduced through a mutual experience, I want to say. And that's a whole other story. And so she lives in Israel and is a homeopath, and has also developed a whole bunch of other skills as well. So she's also kind of has different intuitive gifts and extra sensory gifts, and is tapped in and has so many different things that she's done. For the past few months, we've been doing energy work together, and I'm always like, her energy work is so fast. And then literally a few weeks ago, she was like, oh, well, I was thinking maybe that's because I've done martial arts since I was like 5, and I've done like Tai Chi and Qigong for or Qigong for 15 years or something. I'm like, oh, maybe that's why you can see energy and manipulate energy so easily. So it's just kind of one of these. So we now have been working together, and in this experience that we're going to have today, I kind of am going to lead meditation and talk a little bit about the energy of this month. And Tehilla is going to be talking as well about the energy of this month, and then doing energy work to help you tap into your energy and the things that you can feel as well, running alongside it. So it's it's an experience. It's not just, and the intention is to provide openness and expansion for all of us here together. And so the meditation is kind of channeled, and the energy work that Tehilla does is also kind of divinely inspired and connected. And so we're here to kind of create a space to provide you all with an experience that's divinely guided and led to connect you to your higher self. And so so that's kind of like what's happening at this moment. So before we talk, just about the energy and what's happening this month, I had this thing that I was thinking about right before we went on. And so when I was younger, there was this show on TV called Out of This World. I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen that show. And it was about this girl, right? Okay, so it's about this girl named Evie. Tehilla, did you ever see that show in Israel? No. Okay, so you have no clue what I'm going to say. Okay. It's so fun. So it was this show with this girl, and she was like, her father was from another planet. Okay. And so she was like half alien and half human. And so it was like in the late 80s, this was the show. And it was like my favorite show because she had all these magical powers, and she lived with her mom, and her father was like literally in a box. Like the way that she would communicate with her father was, it was this like light, and she would want to talk to her father, and she would go up to her bedroom, and it would be this like light thing, and the light would open, and all of a sudden like she connected with her father. But she would spend the whole episode, each episode was her getting into trouble, and then using the magic that she had, because she was half alien, to kind of like help her get out of the trouble on each episode. Okay, that was the premise of the show, and it was like my favorite show, because she would do things like she would press her fingers together like this, and they would stop time, right? Like that was my favorite thing. And I was thinking about that before this. I was thinking about how it's so amazing, because as a kid, I would watch that show and think how much I would wish to tap into like the magic of that like imagine I could tap into the energy of that and move energy like that or play with energy like that. And then also tap into this idea of having kind of, oh, and so she would mess up in this episode, but because she had this father who was, again, like living as a box in this box, connecting to her from like another planet, no matter how much she messed up, her father always knew that she was, you know, special and connected and magical. And so he never really gave her too much of a hard time because she was just like Evie, that, you know, half alien, half human, magical person who could always kind of like get out of situations. And that's okay. And so, so I was thinking about that, and it's very much connected to kind of what we, this month, or the theme of this month, actually, what we wanted to talk about. Because the energy of this month and the energy and this next, you know, 45 minutes or so, and what we wanted to convey is this idea that we can move in and out of ourselves, and moving from kind of lower vibrations or frequencies that no longer serve us into something that's higher, and shifting consciousness, and in an effortless, easy way. We can just kind of move through things. So move away from like shame or guilt or sadness, frustration, disappointment in ourselves. And we can move into this other space of kind of like magic and effortlessness without really feeling too much guilt around it. And all we need to do is kind of like experience that possibility and experience the magic that we have. And it's something that I really want to, that we're going to kind of like, this point is going to be emphasized and expanded, I think, a little bit, because we're moving out of a space of this conditioning of, I'm so bad, I made so many mistakes, this is so hard, I can never get out of this, what have I done that's wrong? So we're moving out of this space of that into a different space. And that's what the energy of this month is. And that's kind of like what we wanted to talk about. So, Tehilla, do you want to talk a little bit about that, or a little bit more about kind of?
Thanks. First of all, it's always a pleasure working with Jodi, and I've just listened to her talk. So I just let her take the stage. So this concept actually came to me as I was, you know, having my first walk in the woods now that my kids are back to school. So as I was walking, I was thinking, what was the idea of Elul, and, you know, what we should, I was sort of connecting to, you know, to a higher place and seeing what we should be talking about. And what I actually got was that the whole idea, you know, Elul is we thought it's about tshuva, and the tshuva is about returning to God, returning to the divine. And traditionally, it has a bit of a, maybe a bit of a negative concept, where you have to sort of look at yourself and judge yourself before you're going to be judged, and it's a bit daunting. And actually, what came to me was that the whole idea was that the divine is actually never separate from us. I don't know how to call it, divine, God, the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So the whole idea is that we're always connected, and we can choose to separate ourselves. But more than we want to connect to the divine wants us to connect back to him, or to her, however you want to look at it. So there's this concept of unconditional love that's just waiting for us to connect to it. And I think that's very important to understand, that part of our Jewish identity and our Jewish soul it's our birthright to be connected to that oneness and to that source of unconditional love and abundance, which we belong to and actually also belongs to us. And this month is a great opportunity to actually connect to that. It's like the whole month is a portal where there's a saying that says the king is in the field and he shows a laughing face to everyone. So it's where it's easiest to connect. This month actually facilitates that connection. So it's just great to take advantage of it and to look at ourselves, first of all, through kind eyes, through compassion, the same way that we would like someone else to look at us. And the way we treat ourselves and perceive ourselves also affects the way we're also perceived by the divine, because we have this mutual relationship. So it's also the way we perceive the divine is the way we perceive ourselves. So it's all about mirrors. I don't want to get into too complicated concepts, But the whole idea is that it's just a mindset. Like connection is just a choice we can make. Even if we are separate at one moment or we feel the next moment, we can connect back to the source. It's that easy. It's just a matter of choice, choosing to connect. So that's what will probably be the theme of tonight. We don't really know. When we spoke about that, we really have no idea what's coming up. But I suppose that will be the theme for tonight. And I just like to give some background about what I do, so you understand what I do while you're watching me. I use a technique which is called bioergonomy, which means I use my eyelids and my hands to manipulate energy. So while Jodi will do the meditation and while we do energy work, I'll just be using my hands and my eyelids to do that. And we'll also we want to work with you and help you also understand how to feel energy works, because it has an energy field, whether it's a person, a plant, a relationship, a bank account, a business. Now, these energy fields, they nurture and support their subjects. They provide us with protection, but they also provide us with information. So the more connected and aware we are of our energy field, we can perceive more information from our surroundings, from our higher self, and we can make better choices. So we were actually planning to start with a bit of energy work just to get you connected, better connected to yourself, so you can benefit more from what we're going to do from the meditation. And I'll be clearing you and working with you just so you can have a better idea of that.
Perfect. Perfect. So I think that we're going to start with that. And this is always so fun. I don't know how it's so much fun. It's all supposed to be fun, because the idea that, we're energy beings having a human experience. And I can just get lost in like watching and listening and being a part of this, because I love this. And then I'm so grateful that I can share this space with Tehilla, who's really, really, really good at this and manipulating energy and working with energy and sharing this from just such a clear space. So I love being a part of this. And so I feel just so grateful. And to everybody who's participating with this and in this too. So the energy thing is, because we're all energy beings, we're all able to feel energy all the time. So just like when you walk into a room and two people have been arguing and all of a sudden you feel like this density that exists in the room, or for example, lightness, or, we always feel different types of energy, right? The more sensitive we are, the more aware we are of different types of energy that exists. But the goal is to tap into your energy, and the goal is to ultimately use that energy so that if vibration or something does no longer serve us, we can exit, or we can do something to help that energy and possibly shift the vibration a little bit of ourselves, of our space, of even people around us, of an energetic field. And so that's the goal. And so what we're going to do now for just a couple of minutes before the meditation is we're going to be learning. I'm just doing basic little things. So all of you guys know the easiest way that I found to kind of work with energy is, so we have energy, a lot of energy that comes out of our hands a lot. And so what you can all do now is just take 30 seconds. And if you rub your hands together. So if you rub your hands together and you're basically creating all sorts of energy, so you're creating heat. And what we're also doing is, aside from the heat, is we're collecting our energy and pooling our energy into one specific spot. In this case, it's in between our hands. And so as we're collecting the energy, creating energy, and then we're going to collect it. So in order to collect it, after you've kind of created it, and is you can stop moving your hands and you might feel a tingling in your hands. And in between your hands, you've actually now collected a little bit of a ball of energy. And you can kind of play with that, and you can see if you can make it bigger. And it almost can feel stretchy or almost expansive. And you can make it smaller and see if it feels more focused. And so just playing around with this idea of energy and the energy that you've had in your hands is actually really powerful. And so anytime we're intentional with our energy, anytime we're focused with our energy, we're actually more aware of the energy that we've created, the energy that we have, and the energy that's available for us to use for ourselves, for others, to help others heal, to help ourselves heal in different ways. And so that idea of holding this energy, this is one way that you can kind of hold it in your hands. But within your whole body, you have an energetic kind of system as well. And so we talk a lot about the energy body, because the energy body is a system that's a larger system within our bodies. And so when we feel like blockages, different sorts of blockages, we feel them in, different parts of the body. And so what Tehilla does and what I do and what we're going to do together is we're going to help you kind of see those blockages, clear those blockages. This is within a group and, 25 people or so, but it's a little bit different than when we do this in smaller groups, which is what we do, or in different capacity or different spaces. So what we're going to do and what I'm going to kind of invite Tehilla to do is to have you tap into this energy and see and feel what that energy looks like and feels like as it runs in your body. So do you want to kind of?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I work with lots of people who are, live on the other side of the world. And when I clear them energetically, or I do energetic work, they actually feel it. Some of you have also experienced that in workshops that we did. It's okay if you don't feel it. However, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a few sort of exercises to help you identify the energy work that we're doing. And when you manage to tap into that, it will help you tap into that also in the future. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start clearing all of you as a group, but it's as if one person. So I'm clearing everyone, but you should feel it individually. What I want you to do is I want you to first observe what I do and see if you can feel the reflection through your body. So if I'm moving my hand upwards and downwards, see if you can feel that and identify that. And once you've identified that, just because when you see me, you get that feedback, I recommend that you close your eyes and just feel it independently of your eyesight, of your other senses, so you learn how to recognize that. But first, if you don't feel it, I recommend that you do look at it first. So what I'm going to do, I'm starting to clear. Some of you will feel, like I say, some of you, will feel it less. It's a matter of sensitivity and awareness. So I'm starting the clearing now, and I'm synchronizing the frequencies of everyone, so we all sort of resonate on the same frequency. Okay, great. That's good. Okay. And while I'm doing that, Jodi's looking energetically to see what's going on with the group, which is great. So it also gives me feedback. Good. I think we're good, right? Right, Jodi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, great. That was good. Okay, so now I want you to see what I'm doing and see that you feel that. Great. And once you feel that, you can close your eyes. And now I'm going to create expansion, especially in the chest area. Now we're just going to create this small vibration just so you get to feel it and experience it. It's like a pulsing heartbeat. It's like the bass. When you hear music, so the bass, you can feel the bass. So good, I see that 50% of you can feel that. Let's see if we can increase that. Great. Good, we're up to 80, that's good. Okay. So I'm just clearing your head area so you're open to receive, more light, and connecting the head area down to the heart, moving the energy down to the root. You should be feeling more grounded. Let's ground you all to the ground, through the roots, through your feet. Great. How's that, Jodi?
That looks good.
Good. Anything else? Let's see. Just clearing a few things here. Good. Are we set, Jodi?
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it makes it so much easier because those of you who have, thank you. Because when we were meditating for a while, it was like I was doing some clearing and then grounding. And then this is like so good because so hopefully you guys are all really you feel anyway, like tapped in and connected. And the goal of this next space is to kind of be aware of your body, but also be aware of almost beyond your body. And so what we're going to do in this meditation space for the next, I don't know, little bit is to tap into these feelings that we have and be in our bodies, but then also experience kind of that space above, because we get more information when we're beyond ourselves. And we connect to more when we're actually beyond ourselves, not checked out. And you can lie down if you'd like. Yeah, you can sit and put your feet on the ground. So the goal is, and some of you might actually even, as I kind of talk, some of you may actually be present. Some of you might actually hear the words that I'm saying. Some of you might actually not even hear the words I'm saying, be in a whole other space of consciousness and awareness. And so the goal for right now is is just to be present wherever you are. There's no wrong or right. You're in this energetic space and you're existing in your energy body. And so for the next little bit, I'm going to be channeling this meditation, and Tehilla is going to be doing energy work that works alongside the meditation to allow for expansion and connection to oneness. That's what I think it's happening. But even as I talk, everything that's showing up is just showing up to it's channeled. So I'm actually not even aware of anything that's going to happen, just like you are not either. So so we're just going to take a moment and be aware first of our breath, and just focus on your breath. Take an inhale and an exhale and an inhale and an exhale. And as you're inhaling, allow yourself to feel your breath. Feel your breath as it enters your body. Feel the ability and the expansion of your breath as it moves throughout your physical body, your emotional body, your energetic body. The breath itself allows everything to be cleared and to be released, and it brings newness into your body and into your space. So see if you can imagine that every breath that you're allowing in your body is of a certain color. Maybe it's gold or silver or light yellow. And as this beautiful breath, white, as this enters your body, allow it to clear and release all the things that no longer serve you, almost allowing this divine breath to touch into and loosen and let go of anything that no longer serves you in your body, in your heart, in your body, in your physical body, emotional body, energy body. The breath itself allows you to let go. Just by breathing, you're allowing yourself to let go and relax into yourself and into your space. And recognize that the more you breathe, the bigger your chest expands, and the more light and the more air you're allowing yourself, and the more the expansion, until you recognize that the breathing is deeper, possibly, and more fulfilling and more expansive than you've ever breathed before. Replacing shallower breaths with much deeper breathing. And with every exhale, you're allowing more to clear, more to release. Things like guilt or blame or fear or doubt or disapproval, things that are yours, things that are not yours, things that have been done to you, things that you believe that you've done wrong, things and ways that other people have wronged you. All of those things are clearly and clearing out of your space. There's no room for those to exist anymore in your space. And so the inhale brings in light, and the exhale brings clearing and releasing and a surrender. So now you can almost imagine yourself feeling lighter because you've released so much and you're breathing in light and wonder and magic and connection. And now you want to imagine that your whole body, with every breath, the breath that you breathe in through your mouth or through your nose, that breath is actually able to move into all the spaces of your body. To your head, your eyes, behind your eyes, your throat, your lungs, your heart, your chest. Every part of your body is now allowing itself to be alight with this beautiful new energy. This illuminated energy of love and light and peace and ease. And anything that's not in this vibration just automatically disconnects and releases itself and detaches itself from your body because it doesn't belong there. You don't have to do anything. You're just watching it leave. Any old patterns, any fears, anything that's not in resonance with this new light energy that's coming into your body, it doesn't have to stay. Nothing is invited other than the frequency and the light of this space, of that divine oneness of breath, of light. And as you feel into this oneness, this light body, recognize all of these different things that you can tap into as well that vibrate at similar frequencies, because you're not alone. Suddenly you feel connected to everything. You feel connected to so many things around you that all vibrate at that similar vibration of oneness, of energy, of love, of peace, of hope. Everything that exists in oneness in this space of divine is something that is now accessible to you. So if you were feeling any feelings before of sadness, you can recognize and breathe in easily now, knowing that you're connected to one, to something that's bigger than you, something that's greater than you. The same energy that allows the plants to grow or people to exist or everything, that is the same energy that's sustaining you every single day. And so you can tap into this energy of life and of love and of peace. And with your every body part, we're going to be turning on every body part, every energetic body part, to resonate with the frequencies of things that exist in that similar vibration. So you might not be sad anymore or alone anymore because you'll be sharing in the resonance of everything else that is resonating at the same frequency of you at this moment, which is one of beauty, of hope, of love, of peace, of connection, of the divine. Because older things are going to be clearing away. And although there might be sadness in that, there's peace and joy in recognizing how much abundance, connection, love, and all of the gifts that you have around you that are available for you. And so allow yourself to be full in the knowing that you're connected to so much and synced to so much that vibrates at the same frequency and resonance as you at this moment, which is one of oneness, community, connection, love. And just by being and just by existing in your truest self, you're connected to the divine and you're connecting to the spark of yourself. And feel into that beauty of what is, the wholeness of oneness. And allow yourself at this moment the space to see people, places, images, experiences, any image that comes into your mind or your heart or your gut or any part of your body that allows you to feel and remember something that has experienced that oneness and that connection of love, harmony, of beauty. And allow those feelings of oneness to come into your whole body, your energetic body, your emotional body, your physical body, and allow yourself to be full with knowing what oneness is, to feel full of connection, full of self-love, full of unconditional love. And allow yourself to be in that space where everything that exists is bliss and harmonious and connected, where everything is so much more than fine. Everything is exactly how it should be, where you're suspended in time and space, knowing that everything is perfect as it is at this moment. Where your body feels weightless and you feel connected and hopeful and sync to something that is so much bigger than yourself. You might even feel tingling throughout your body, excitement in your heart, knowing that you're so much more connected to something more. And allow your heart to expand. And this space that we're in right now, the space of relative effortlessness, allows you to know that you exactly how you are is perfect and that life is perfect how it is. And there is no wrong and there are no mistakes. There's unconditional love that supports you in the next step and the next spaces of your life. And there's beauty and joy in knowing that whatever was done in the past was exactly what you needed in order to get to exactly where you are right now. And you can give gratitude to every version of yourself that existed, because without those versions of you, you couldn't be where you are right now. And so loving every version of yourself in every time, in every space, in every dimension is so important. And so at this moment, we're going to be moving from this space of effortlessness into one that's a little bit denser, into one of our physical body. And we're just kind of contracting ourselves from this expansive place into one that's more limited and one linear. We're going to do that through the breath again, allowing ourselves to breathe, taking deeper breaths, focusing on breathing into our physical bodies. Being able to take from that space of expansion and that space of divine source energy and bring it into ourselves, bringing that divine love into every space and cell of our being, knowing that we're exactly how we are is exactly perfect. And feeling into that. And starting to feel our physical body more as that breath moves into our physical body, our heads, our eyes, our throats, our stomach, our solar plexus, our hearts, awakening each of those body parts, bringing with it new life, love, new energy. Moving into ourselves in a different way. Understanding that with love and constant connection to divine energy, we can always tap in and do what's right. What's right is what's in alignment with ourselves. So we're going to take another few seconds to just breathe. Breathe into ourselves, breathe into our bodies, feel into our spaces. Think about an intention that you'd like to have when you open your eyes, something that came to you during the past few minutes, a new observation, awareness, something you let go of, perhaps, something new you want to bring into your space. When you're ready, take one more minute and you can open your eyes. It's always hard to come back, so. I'll wait another couple of seconds. I know I see a whole bunch of non-people, but a lot of names. But like, if anybody wants to share, and thank you, Tehilla, for doing that. I love it. It's so good. I feel so good. I'm like, wait, how can I talk and be at the same time?
But I was like somewhere totally. I
Somewhere
was thinking
totally.
somewhere else. It was great.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah, so good. How are you all doing? Anybody want to share or talk or something? I don't know if you wanna. Yeah. Hi, TJ. TJ?
Yeah, that's sorry. I'm on my husband's account because I hadn't set up my Zoom yet. I'm Anjali. I actually work with someone who's on here who recommended it to me, but this was a wonderful session. It really helped like reset my energy. I actually work a lot with energies as well. I do body work and craniosacral therapy. So I just find that, when you're constantly giving and, doing this kind of energy work, it's so important to also keep your chakras aligned and your mental space aligned. And so receiving is just as important as the giving part. So this was really, really wonderful.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm so
and
glad you were able to come and participate.
yeah, me too. Thank you, Stacy, for sharing the link with me. I'm so glad I was able to do this. And if you know anyone who likes the body work on top of, what we did today, which was wonderful, I'm happy to help. I'm in Albertson, New York.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
of course.
you. Thanks. Anybody else want to share about just kind of your experience with this? I know there's a couple people in bed. That's where I'd like to be, is in bed. Leah, yeah. Oh, wait, let me ask you. Hold on. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? This
Hi.
was definitely what I needed today of all days. Kids are home and getting ready for school. And I feel like I keep saying it, and I was saying it as I was coming back to reality, coming from summer and having no schedule, no routine. And I just wanted to I didn't want to go back to the old systems. I just feel like the old systems aren't working anymore for me. The stress, the chaos, the running, you have to get this done, we have to get to school on time. I'm in a space now where I just feel like I want things to slow down. And I know a lot of people are feeling the same way. It's interesting. We were away in the country for the summer, and I used to run back to New York. This time I wasn't running. I was not really excited to come back to reality. But this was really great. I got a little emotional. I think I released a lot of stress and anxiety that was inside today. And you guys, this was really, really great. So thank you.
Oh, I'm so
Thanks for
happy.
sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Do you want to, okay, are we all good? Do you want to share? Is there one more person who wants to like,
Hi.
oh, hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Larry. I'm agreeing with Leah on that because same exact thing. Like we came back and they had school this morning, this or that. And this was like, bye everybody. I'm going to my bed to do my Zoom. And I was about to fall asleep and it's making me slow down. And when you have set an intention, I had the same thing as her. I was like, I want to change old patterns. Like we're starting fresh. We're in New York now. Like let's start over. Like we're not going to go into new patterns. We're going to take it as it comes. It is what it is. Everybody's going. Everyone's fine. Everyone's gonna like. It's okay. It all gets done what needs to get done, and we don't control.
Yeah.
So I really needed this to just pause me for a second, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. So thank you.
So happy.
And now I don't want to get out of my bed.
I think
They're all
there's
good then.
I think that there was something going on. We were just saying, there's something going on. Like yesterday, I feel like I was in, there's some energy that's been going on this planet. We were just saying like, there's this major kind of like transition and shift. And so, anytime the energies are either when we're changing, we feel like we can't really do so much because we're in a shift, right? And so a lot of the doing, we can't really do so much. We have to be more. And so we have to slow down, but we also have to like be in our bodies more. We have to pay attention to our emotional selves. We have to pay attention to, what's not working, what is working. We're forced to kind of shift direction a little bit. And so that's really what this is about, too, for sure. And I think that in general, like what our goal was and what our goal has been is all about connecting people to that idea of slowing down, which is not necessarily it's doing, but you can do, but first you have to understand what exactly are you synced to doing, like, and really, what are you most excited about? What are you most passionate about? What is when you're connected to your higher self, what that means, what that looks like. Because you can be doing a lot of things and feel like none of those things are important, which is where I think the focus is now on us in this month, and also the next months is all about what are we doing that's most important and most aligned with ourselves. And if it feels out of alignment, we're not interested. We're like, we're not doing it. It's like a waste of time. Or like, the way that the planet is moving, it's like we're only doing the things that we care the most about, that speak to our souls and that speak to ourselves. And all of a sudden, something's happening to each of us on this planet, which is, oh, if it's really not in resonance, I don't care. Like, I just don't care. Like, we're talking about this a lot. It almost feels like a new movement around, oh, it's not that we're just being selfish, it's that we want to do what's mostly connected to us. Right. And what we care about and what our higher self speaks about. And so what do you want to add to that, Tehilla? Because I think that's
it's just apart from we were laughing that there's like a collective sigh of relief now that the children have gone back to school, and that affects the collective. There's also the whole idea is that our passion is actually our compass. So our higher self guides us, is connected to our soul, and we're given a passion to something, a desire to fulfill something for a reason, because that's the way our higher self connects to us. So there's a reason why we want to do something. We have a desire to do something. We have a passion. We have a choice many times with our passion. Like often it can be frustrating. But once we sort of agree to step into our roles and step into our calling, and we resisting our passion and our desire because we've been conditioned to have certain ideas of what we should be doing and not what we want to be doing. So once we agree to listen to ourselves, to our passion, to our desires, and actually take a really good look at them and understand where they're coming from, because they're not just distractions and they're not coming against us. We were given passions and desires for a reason. It's like I said, it's like a compass to direct us to our higher calling. So when we're willing to stop and just look at that for a moment, even if it seems like it's like what I desire is so far away than from what I can actually do and obtain, even if there's like this huge gap between what I want and where I am, just by acknowledging that and making room for that and agreeing to be in that place, that's already a huge step. And trusting that we have a passion and a desire for a reason, and we don't have to close the gap. If we just agree to participate, the divine will already help us close the gap. We don't have to worry about that. We just have to agree to listen to our passion, to follow our desires, to follow our passion, and the path will just be revealed to us as we take one step at a time. So it's got to do a lot about faith and trust, and that's basically what the Passion Project is all about. Jodi will do a much better job of introducing that, but this is why we created the Passion Project. It's something that actually came through, and it's all about helping each one of us connect to a higher self and listen to a passion, because that's, like I say, that's our calling, and each one of us has a unique calling that only she can do, only she, a unique life that only she can bring into this world. And like I say, this month is a portal, and we have an idea of some program coming through. Exactly what. We've got dates, and we'll see what each date sort of brings with it, because there's a timing for everything. And like I say, Jodi will do a much better job than me explaining how that.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I don't have any more clarity. But we started, we met, and as a kid, I know that my passion was like, oh, I would love to like have a psychic friend to do psychic healings with and help the planet. And look, like that's what happened. And so that's kind of like my passion. That was something like as a kid, I remember talking about all the time to myself, is one of the reasons why I taught, or I thought I became a teacher. I have a master's in education, and I spent so much time teaching, was because I thought I wanted to teach people things, like specific things that they needed to be who they are in the world. But the truth is, as I got older, I realized that I don't want to teach people the things that they need to know in order to be who they are. I want to connect them to themselves, to remember who they are. And so the goal of this Passion Project, which was kind of like this channeled thing, which we didn't think of the name. We literally were almost like given, this is called, you're doing a Passion Project. And so it's this idea of allowing other people to connect to themselves and your own unique passion that's yours. And so we kind of hear different types of programs and different types of things that with the goal of helping each person ignite your own passion and remember who you are. And the goal for that is that you're living then connected to your higher self, connected to your spark, connected to your own passion, your own calling, and allowing yourself to bring your gift into the world, because nobody else can do your gift, or there's no job. That's your thing. Like there's nobody that's going to steal your thing. That's your thing. And your heart doesn't stop. It's not like you can forget about your passion and your spark and your flame. And so often we think that we can suppress that, but in reality, like your essence, it has to come out, because we really, as a planet, we need that part of you and of each one of us to show up on the planet, which is to be exactly who you are. And so we have different programs and things. So we started this this WhatsApp group called the Passion Project, and there are different programs that we're running. Each one. So we're gonna next. So basically, what we heard is we kind of offer the 6-person class. They're not classes; they're workshops. And the goal of this workshop is to basically connect to yourself, help you connect to your higher self, and connect to who you are. And we're running a bunch of those over this month. And then there's going to be also energy work weekly that kind of can be paired with that too. So it's almost like a maintenance group type of thing. So if you like more meditations and more energy work, then the goal is to kind of have those in place as well to keep you on track. So that's where we're at this moment. And that's what we're offering for Elul, and also to kind of connect you to yourself and to your higher self. So again, because there's only 6 people in a group, and because Tehilla has 2 young kids, and so 1:30 is the time that we do these things. We work with constraints, and so I'll be posting a link there, and you can sign up for those or for that group. And if you know of people also who feel like they're just lost or confused, or they want something, or they want more connection to themselves and to their higher selves, the goal of this and what we do is to align people with their higher selves and their purpose and their passion. And that is really it because you know yourself and you know what you want, and like Tehilla said, we have our own inner compass, and there's nobody that can do you and live your life better than you can. And so our goal is just to really remind you of that and facilitate that for you and help you connect that to yourself. And so that's the goal of the Passion Project. I think most of you, we're going to be sending an email out after this with just kind of like some things to focus on and some things that are really helpful for you to be aware of for the next steps too, for yourself, just kind of like your own personal reflection, which is really good. It's like something to click on, like this form to kind of like click on and be aware of, because actually wherever your intention goes, that kind of what becomes amplified in your life. And so the more attention you have to focusing on that, the better it is for yourself. And so I ask you to, to submit those. It'll also help us figure out what works and what doesn't work in our own programs and our own things like that. If there's something that you want to see, then definitely, ask and, we can look at that. But that's kind of the goal for right now. There's a WhatsApp group, and then there's these emails, and then these programs that we're running and we're starting this month. And so our hope is that the more people we get to be connected to their own passion, the better a planet we get to build, which is, it's not, and so that's kind of where we're at with this and where we're at with the month. So did I kind of forget anything, or does that sound?
That sounds great. It's just that the reason that there's 6 in the group is because we actually do 2-on-1 work. We do focus work, we do energy clearing, we open things up, and the whole thing is that whoever's experienced that work with us already, we've done a few groups. There's a reason why those 6 people are in those 6 women are in that group at that time, because each woman reflects something for the other woman, and it's like all the stars are aligned at that moment for all these different things to happen. So that's why we've limited it to 6 people, because it's quite intense. However, the maintenance groups, that's just what we heard, because once we work in a group and we help you ignite and connect to your higher self, we just want to give you ongoing support. And the maintenance groups the maintenance group or the maintenance meeting is actually created in order to provide you with that ongoing support, energy clearing. However, what we understood was that in order to participate in what we call a maintenance group, for lack of a better term, which we will receive later on, it's best to first attend that meeting, what we call an ignition meeting, where you understand how we work, where we help you like make the initial connection to yourself. And then there's actually something that we can maintain, and there's a baseline for all the participants in the maintenance group. So that's the idea. Now, she's growing as we grow, as we go along. We keep on receiving more information and more guidance on how to do things. So we're just part of this journey, just like you are, and it's a great privilege to be in this space. So we're very happy for everyone who's joining us, and each one of you, by participating, influences how this will go, because each one of you has a unique, like I said, it's a unique, like, it's like you adding to the dish, right? It's like we're cooking. So each one is adding to the dish, and that will see where it takes us. Each one of you has guides and has a higher self that knows very well where it's taking you. And we just receive direction and guidance how to just be a part of that support system for each and every one of you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I think the more you know, the more you give your input and the more you participate and the more you connect, the more this is something that gets to grow and gets to expand and gets to have bigger influence over more people, and then hopefully gets to really light up this planet, which then we have a bunch of awakened, ignited, passionate people rather than people who are not passionate, which is how the planet has existed for a very long time. So
we know how that looks.
right. Right. We're like, we participated in that for a while, so we want something
They've
different.
done that, yeah.
Yeah, been there, done that. So, so we are going to send out that information. We have your emails, and give you some other information about the groups that we're going to have next week. We're going to do 2 on the 9th and the 11th, and so we'll send you information about that. And so we look forward to, you know, connecting with you and being a part of this journey with you, which is what it is. It's really our journey. So thank you all for being a part of this and a part of
just what, and we do, the intention is, like, without submitting to anything, which is difficult for us to commit, to have a Rosh Chodesh meeting like every Rosh Chodesh. So just to bring the special energy of the month and help people align. So that's generally the intention. The intention, and we're hoping that will work out.
So any questions?
Excuse me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Is that Rosie?
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. And may I ask you, I get thousands and thousands of emails. What is the email address we should be looking for?
It's called The Passion Project. There should be an email from The Passion Project.
Okay.
Rosie, promise me that you're going to open those emails and respond.
Yeah, I want to. That's why I asked.
I am so excited to see your name and your response back, and maybe one day your face.
Of course, you can see my face when nobody else is on the line.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to look for it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, any other questions or anything, or no questions? Thank you all for coming and for participating and being a part of this. We really appreciate it.
Jodi, do you want to put the WhatsApp, WhatsApp?
Yeah, I can put the WhatsApp link. Yeah, I think most of you are actually, you know what, I'll put it in the email. So because I think most of them have the link. So yeah, so we're good. So thank you guys so much for participating and be a part of this, and so grateful. Thank you. And have a great day.
A great month.
A good month.
Thank you, guys. It was excellent.
Oh, I'm so happy, Rosie. Thank you for coming.
Aurora recommended me.
Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, Aurora. I think she left, but Aurora's
I'm here.
Hello, Aurora.
Hello, gorgeous.